Have you ever wondered how huge, life-altering change actually happens? Because it's usually not about those big, dramatic movie montage moments. What if I told you the real secret to getting incredible results is hidden in the smallest, tiniest actions you take every single day? Today, we are diving into James Clear's game-changing book, Atomic Habits, to uncover how these tiny 1% improvements can stack up to create, well, truly astonishing results. Let's get right into it.
So the story behind this whole idea, this whole book, it starts with one single terrifying moment. And just to be clear, we're not talking about a metaphor here. This literally happened to the author, James Clear, and it was the event that changed his life forever. It's what put him on the path to discovering the unbelievable power of small, consistent habits.
The impact was absolutely devastating. A broken nose, multiple skull fractures, 2 shattered eye sockets. The swelling in his brain got so bad that doctors had to put him into a medically induced coma. His road to recovery was just agonizingly slow. We're talking months of rehab, dealing with double vision, and even just practicing basic motor skills again. It was a total reset. He was forced to rebuild his entire life from square one.
So when he finally got to college, he couldn't just flip a switch and be the person he was before. That was gone. So instead of aiming for some huge, overnight transformation, he started small, almost ridiculously small. He focused on these tiny little habits that gave him back a sense of control. Things like just going to bed early every night, keeping his dorm room neat and tidy, hitting the gym a few times a week. Now these might seem totally insignificant, right? But they were everything. They were the bedrock that he used to rebuild his confidence and, ultimately, his life. And this whole experience is what led him to the core idea of Atomic Habits, the incredible, mind-bending power of tiny 1% improvements. You know, we so often dismiss small changes because they don't seem to matter in the moment. But what Clear discovered is that these little gains, they compound over time, kind of like interest on your savings account.
And this brings us to a really powerful question, one that's right at the heart of the book. Let's just think about this. What actually happens if you improve by just 1%, a tiny, almost unnoticeable amount, but you do it every single day for a year? What does that math really look like?
The answer is, it's just mind-blowing. You don't just end up 365% better. No, because of the power of compounding, you end up nearly 37 times better. That's the magic of Atomic Habits. It's these small, minor improvements stacking on top of each other until they become something truly remarkable. It's this quiet, invisible force that can literally reshape your entire life. So here's the crucial takeaway. Your success, your health, your happiness, they aren't defined by one single event. They are what the book calls a lagging measure of your daily habits. Think about it. Your current bank balance is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your current fitness level is a lagging measure of your exercise habits. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you repeat. Okay, this leads us to another huge idea in the book, the need to focus on systems over goals. So what's the difference? Well, a goal is the result you want. I want to write a book. A system is the process that leads to that result. I will write 500 words every morning at 8 a.m. And this quote just says it all perfectly. Winners and losers, believe it or not, they often have the exact same goals. Every single athlete in the Olympics wants to win the gold medal, right? The goal isn't what separates them. What makes the real difference is their commitment to a system of continuous, small improvements. Your system is what keeps you going when your motivation is long gone. See, the problem with having a goals-only mindset is that it creates this kind of finish line thinking. You work so hard, you achieve the goal, and then what? You stop doing the very things that got you there. It can also mess with your happiness, making you feel like a failure right up until the moment you hit the target. But systems let you fall in love with the process. You get satisfaction from just showing up and doing the work, and that right there is the real key to making progress for the long haul.
But believe it or not, there's a level that's even deeper than your systems. And this is where change becomes permanent. To make habits truly stick, you have to change your identity. It's not just about what you do, it's about who you believe you are.
Look at these two ways of thinking about change. Most of us, we start from the outside in. We focus on the outcome. I want to lose 20 pounds. But the most powerful approach is to flip that completely. Start from the inside out. Ask yourself, who is the type of person that could achieve what I want? And then just start acting like that person, right now.
So think about it like this for a second. What if your goal wasn't just about achieving one specific thing, like running a single race? What if the goal was to become a runner? See the difference?
When your habits are tangled up with your identity, you're not fighting for change anymore. You're simply acting in a way that feels natural to the person you believe yourself to be. The actions just become an effortless expression of who you are.
So, the big question is, how do we actually do all this? Well, Clear gives us a super simple, really powerful framework. He calls it the 4 laws of behavior change. It's basically a practical guide, a playbook for building good habits and getting rid of bad ones. Let's take a quick look.
Here they are. It's a simple checklist. To build a good habit, you have to make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. So, for example, if you want to read more at night, put a book on your pillow. That makes it obvious. Join a book club. That makes it attractive. Start with just 1 page a day. That makes it easy. And then track your reading streak in a journal. That makes it satisfying. Each one of these laws is like a little lever you can pull to make good habits feel almost inevitable.
And this brings us right back to James Clear's own story. Just 6 years after that horrific injury, after being in a coma, the compounding effect of all those small daily habits, sleeping well, keeping his room tidy, lifting weights, it led to this. He was named the top male athlete at his entire university and an academic All-American. It wasn't one big moment of glory. It was the sum of thousands of tiny, consistent choices he made day after day.
So really, the ultimate lesson of Atomic Habits isn't just about what you can achieve. It's about who you can become. It challenges every single one of us to look at our smallest, most insignificant daily choices and see them for what they really are, the tiny little building blocks of our future selves. So I'll just leave you with this. If you got just 1% better every single day, who could you become?